This is the true story of a 6-year-old boy named Sergei who fought against the Germans during World War II. During the war, Sergei lived in a small village in the Soviet Union with his mother and brother. One night, while he was sleeping, he heard a knock on the door. When he opened it, he saw his elderly neighbor standing there. She looked scared and told him terrible news: the Germans had attacked their village, and his mother and brother were gone. Sergei was shocked. Before he could react, the old woman helped him escape through the window, telling him to run and not look back. As Sergei ran into the darkness, he heard gunshots behind him. The kind old woman who had saved him was also killed by the German soldiers. Sergei ran as fast as he could and soon found himself deep in the forest. He was cold, hungry, and scared, but he did not cry. He knew that if he wanted to survive, he had to stay hidden. The next morning, he woke up to the sound of footsteps. German soldiers were nearby. He quickly hid behind a tree. As he stayed very still, he suddenly saw a snake slithering toward him. Any other child might have screamed or run, but Sergei knew that even the smallest noise could reveal his hiding spot. He remained perfectly quiet, and the snake eventually crawled away. Once the German soldiers were gone, Sergei sneaked into their camp. He was starving, so he grabbed some food and ran back into the forest. But soon, he was hungry again. With no food left, he started eating leaves to survive. While wandering through the forest, he suddenly heard a loud explosion. A bomb had gone off nearby. But instead of being afraid, Sergei picked up a piece of wood and held it like a gun. "If anyone comes near me, I will shoot them," he whispered to himself. Even though he was just a child, he had already decided to fight back. After walking for hours, Sergei became too weak to continue. That night, it rained, and he drank the water dripping from the leaves. But he had not eaten for 2 days, and he finally collapsed from exhaustion. As he lay unconscious, a group of soldiers found him. But these were not German soldiers, they were Soviet soldiers, fighting against the Germans. They picked him up and carried him to their camp. There, a kind nurse named Katya took care of him. She gave him food, washed him, and wrapped him in warm blankets. Over time, Sergei grew stronger. The soldiers in the camp started to like him a lot. His innocent questions and funny words made them smile, even in the middle of the war. Commander Nikolai, the leader of the soldiers, grew very fond of Sergei. One day, Sergei asked him, "Can I see your gun?" Instead of laughing at him, Nikolai showed him his weapon, treating him like a real soldier. Katya loved Sergei like her own child and didn't want him to go to an orphanage. She begged Commander Nikolai to let him stay. But Nikolai refused, saying that the war was too dangerous for a child. One day, German soldiers attacked the camp. The Soviet soldiers fought bravely and defended their base. But the war was becoming more dangerous. The day finally came when Sergei had to leave for the orphanage. A soldier arrived to take him away. Katya couldn't bear to watch, so she walked away in tears. Nikolai, too, was sad but knew it was for Sergei's safety. Before Sergei left, Nikolai handed him a special gift, a wooden gun that he had carved himself. Sergei took it and suddenly ran forward to hug him tightly. Seeing this, Nikolai's heart softened. He finally asked Sergei, "Do you want to be my son?" Sergei's face lit up with joy. "Yes," he shouted. The whole camp cheered as Nikolai officially adopted him. The next morning, Sergei woke up to a big surprise. The soldiers had made him his very own uniform and boots. He proudly marched around the camp, showing them off to everyone. But just as he was celebrating, German planes attacked again. Many soldiers were injured, but Nikolai protected Sergei. Sergei wanted to help, so he visited the wounded soldiers. One of them, who was blind, received a letter from his family. He asked Sergei to read it. But Sergei didn't know how to read. Not wanting to disappoint the soldier, he made up a happy story instead. His words made the soldiers laugh, giving them a brief moment of happiness during the war. As time passed, Sergei acted more and more like a real soldier. One day, while using binoculars, he spotted a pair of boots hiding behind some bushes. He quickly told the soldiers. They checked and found German spies hiding there. Commander Nikolai praised Sergei for his bravery, calling him a true soldier. Soon, the official adoption papers arrived. Sergei was now legally Nikolai's son. The soldiers in the camp celebrated. But their happiness did not last long. The army received orders to move to a new base. As they traveled, the Germans attacked again. Many soldiers were injured, but they managed to reach safety. At the new base, Sergei stood proudly in his uniform and saluted the general. The general smiled and said, "Your job is to check if any soldier needs new boots." Sergei took the task seriously and inspected everyone's boots. Then, he bravely walked up to the general and said, "I have one more request. Commander Nikolai and Nurse Katya should get married." Everyone laughed, but Sergei was completely serious. That night, the Germans launched another big attack. Commander Nikolai was badly injured. Sergei ran through the battlefield, desperately searching for him. When he found him, he held back his tears, remembering Nikolai's words, "A soldier never cries." Luckily, Nikolai recovered, and after the battle, he, Katya, and Sergei became a real family. Sergei didn't stop there. He continued traveling with the army through Poland and even Germany. He wasn't just a little boy anymore, he was a real soldier. For his courage and service, Sergei was awarded the Medal for Battle Merit, a great honor for any soldier. This is the true story of Sergei, the little boy who survived the war and became a hero.